Hey guys, Rio here to speak to you again, my homo brothers, about this sounds so crazy to say, the love of God. I feel like I'm a missionary coming to knock on a door to say, "Hey, I'm here to speak to you about the love of God. Do you know about the love of God?" I'm one of the last people that I thought would be sharing this message. And let me just be straight up front, if this is your first time watching these videos, that I am not here to spread a message of God that tells you you need to change. I'm here to spread the message of God that tells you that you being gay and being exactly who and what you are is a gift, is a spiritual gift, and that you are a divine expression of the one, of God. Name that whatever you want, if it makes it easier. For me to reclaim the word God after so long of whether I really believed it or not, something within my body carried around this belief, not in my mind, but something in my body carried around this belief that there was something wrong with me, that I was a defect, that being gay, even though I've been out since I was 16 years old, I have felt confident and really loved the fact that I'm gay, something deep down inside had this sense of shame that was cast onto me, that was told to me at a very young age through church, but also through culture. So even for those of us who weren't raised religiously, it has been steeped into our culture that for hundreds of years it's been said that there's something wrong with us. God hates fags. In fact, God loves fags. And I'm going to use that word. I know people don't like homo and they don't like fags. I will probably bleep that out for some of you. But those words are so powerful, right? Those words were used to harm us. Those words, I'm feeling tears welling up in my eyes right now because I remember how much those words hurt. And the words that God hates you. God hates you. That seeps into the deepest parts of ourselves. To think that there's something inherently wrong with me from the very beginning, that there's something wrong with me. And the God, the consciousness of unconditional love hates me, then there must be really something wrong. This morning, I sat down to write an Instagram post about my new program called Lifted Healing. You can find that information below. And when I sit down to write, I ask that I be used as a channel and as a vessel for whatever message God, which I'll just describe as universal consciousness of unconditional love, not a being that is judging us or that has an idea of what we should or shouldn't be doing in this world. That God work through me and share a message that I can kind of step out of the way and whatever needs to come through can come through. So I wrote that post, posted it, and went back to it a little while later and read just a couple of sentences, and I started crying. I started crying right here in this kitchen because the words hit me in a different way. The words that I am, you are, a divine expression of God source energy. That your gayness, my gayness, is a gift. And that when we remember that, that is healing. When we take our energy away from the stories of shame and we start to remember that we are emanations of the one, that we are gifts from God, that changes something in us. It heals that long-standing wound. And so I just wanted to come on to share this message that we are divine emanations of the One. That you, being a being that is meant to stand out, and how much pain that has caused throughout your lifetime, throughout my lifetime, that when we remember that we were created as these beautiful gifts, that then we can start to love ourselves, then we can start to have compassion, and then we can start to see ourselves for the gifts that we truly are. And when we do that, what naturally occurs is that we shine more brightly. And that is the gift. That is the gift, that when we can be people who have been cast out and called out as people who are sinners and that God hates and that can be the eternal enemy, that everyone can agree. I mean, this is all depending on when you grew up, but if you grew up in the last 20 years, maybe not as much, but previous to that, we were the enemy. Doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are, those people, those homos are the enemy. If we can move from being the eternal enemy and carrying that shame and that burden and that lie for so long, if we can transform and transmute that into self-love, into a shine, into a radiance, into the opposite of the hate that was spewed, if we can do that, we stand out, right? If we can move through all of that resistance and love ourselves and give our gifts and shine and express ourselves however we choose to, that is the gift. Me sitting here after decades of hating myself and searching for some way to make myself better, me trying to fix myself for decades, me seeking for so long for some solace and some peace inside. If I can sit here and know that I'm a divine expression of God and that I am loved and that I love myself, I truly, deeply love myself. If I can make it here and then sit here on YouTube to be potentially judged, to speak to you about the love of God and to remind you, that's a fucking gift. And you have that within you. Your gifts will look different than mine. The way that you express yourself, the way that you shine, the way that you give other people permission to love themselves and shine, that will all look different. But the gift is in you remembering who you are and loving yourself. That's healing. So I just needed to say that. I needed to be the reminder that I wish I had a long time ago. And to reiterate that to myself, because I'll probably come back to this video when I need that little reminder. And so all of this is why I've been working really diligently to bring you this program called Lifted Healing. Enrollment opens on January 8th. The link is below where you can look at all of the details, but it's a small group program for us gay men to heal, to free ourselves from the burdens of the past, to free ourselves from some of the burdens that I'm just now talking about, and to heal our inner little boy, to do our sexual healing for any of the sexual experiences in our past that left a mark, to heal shame, and to unburden ourselves from anything that has dimmed or hidden our light. So take a look. If this resonates with you, take a look at that program. It's only open to 12 people, and I know that there are a particular group of people already. A couple of people have reached out and said that they want to be a part of this even before it's opened for enrollment. So I know that there's a particular group of people that are meant to be in this group. And if that's you, if something in you is resonating, take a look. And I would be honored if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I would be honored to have you there if it really truly resonates deeply in your heart. And if it doesn't, and this is just the message you needed to hear today, I'm so thankful you're here on earth, here taking the time. I appreciate your time. And I hope that this video serves you in some way. It helps remind you of who you really are so that you can start this year with that feeling, with that knowing. And sometimes it will fade, but you can always come back to it. You can always tap into that unconditional love in your heart of God, of the universe, of source, of spirit, of your higher self. It's there. And all we have to do is attune to it. And when we do, we feel at peace because it's true that we're loved. It's true that we're a gift. And I love you so much. Thank you for being here.